The best piece of advice I have for someone trying to succeed in the film industry or any creative space is if you're doing what everyone else is doing, you're doing it wrong.
One of the best to ever do it.
What is freedom? I think I stole this from Bob Dylan, but maybe I stole this from Woody Guthrie. Freedom for me is waking up in the morning and going to sleep at night, and in between doing exactly what I want to do. What's the secret to happiness? The secret to happiness is finding something you love and then doing that for the rest of your life.
Hey everybody, and welcome to Site Review Tuesday. I'm Robert with Zenfolio Customer Success, and I want to say thank you for joining me. Now, here in a minute, we're going to get to reviewing one of your websites, and I do want to point out that while this has been pre-recorded, I'm hanging out in the chat, interacting with you guys live and answering your questions. Now, if you're interested in having your website reviewed, there's a link in the description below this video where you can submit your site. And in addition to getting a site review, I also offer a one-on-one session to each photographer who has had a site review done to help them answer any questions or assist in making any changes that they may want to make. Now, don't forget, we also live stream every Thursday at 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern Time, so I hope to see you there. Let's get into the site review. Okay, so on kismet.photography. Hopefully I pronounced that right, and we're going to go ahead and start the review here on the homepage. Now, I love the theme that you're using, this darker theme. I think that it matches really well with the style of your images. Most of the time I see people using a lot of bright white and things like that, which works great, but I think for the particular style of your images, this theme kind of complements it really well. Now, one of the things that you're going to notice here is that this homepage is using the sidebar, which is not oftenly used, which gives it a really distinct look, but it's also using what's called a photo strip rather than a full screen slideshow. And there are some benefits to that photo strip, and let me show you what that is. So with a photo strip, it is a manual sliding process. Your visitors have to actually interact with your page here to get the images to move. But the benefit to a photo strip is that you can show a mixture of landscape or horizontal orientated images combined with some portrait orientated images, and it will force fit them into this homepage rather than taking this image and trying to make it fit the width of the screen and cropping it. It actually force fits it together. So that is one benefit to using this photo strip. Now, the downside to it is that you have to interact with it. It's not an automatic slider. Your visitors have to actually interact with it like I'm doing now. And so sometimes that could be a little bit confusing, but it is a really cool option to check out for sure. Now, as far as the number of images, there are a lot of images here. So I scrolled to the end earlier to try to find how many images there were, and I couldn't count them. There are a lot of images, and this is probably not what you want. Is you probably do not want your visitors scrolling through. So there are a lot of images here. I would try to limit this down to maybe your top 10, your absolute best 10 images that represent the variety of work that you do. But there are a lot of photos here, so as you can see, a lot of time scrolling, and there's finally the end. And I wasn't really looking at the images, I was just scrolling fast and really quickly. So first suggestion, I would probably consider limiting this down to maybe your top 10 very best photos that represent the variety of work that you do. You have got some amazing photos in here, so I know it's going to be a hard task, but you definitely want to limit this because you don't want people spending a lot of time going back and forth on this homepage. We want to get them to portfolios. We want to get them to contact page. and things like that. Next thing here, you've got a nice little blurb up here, and then you have exactly where you work. Now, do you work in Oak Ridge, Tennessee, or Canada, or both? And you guys have a studio in both. One thing I'm a little confused about, there's 2 locations here, but great that you have them here on the actual homepage. And then you have your social media icons down here. And then the one thing I do want to point out is that you are using, on this page at least, you're using your footer menu down here. So this is not typically used. It's a little bit different. I think that it's fine for the homepage because the homepage usually doesn't have a bunch of scrolling up and down so people can see that. One thing I would point out though is if you want to use this page footer, and let me get over to full screen so everybody can see it better. If you want to use this footer on the homepage, go into your footer settings, go ahead and remove the social media icons from your footer since they're already showing here. Let's go ahead and remove your logo from the footer since it's already showing up here, and just clean this footer up a little bit, make it a little bit more simple where it's just a menu if you want to do that. Now the other thing that you could do as well is you could swap this over to where your menu is up here on this panel, but that's going to push this stuff down, but it's definitely something that you could try out. For me, the things I would probably change on the homepage are just the number of images. Let's get that down to about your 10 to 15 best images. And then let's get rid of the duplicate social media icons and the duplicate logo here. Other than that, I think you've got an amazing homepage. You've got a really cool golden spiral logo up here. So I think you did a great job on this. And I like the slider. Just there are a lot of images here to slide back and forth through. Beautiful photos though, absolutely beautiful. Okay, so moving on, let's go ahead and let's hit this home button because I'm curious to where this takes me. Probably back to the same page, but I'm just curious there. Okay, so yeah, that goes back to the same page. Okay, so we're going to move on to the About page next. So we're going to click on About. And this is your About page. And so we got your photo right here, and then we have Okay, so we have the definition of your name, which is really cool, and it talks a little bit about you guys. Pretty good information here. Again, I say it almost every review, but I'm a huge video advocate. Would love to see a video of you guys here talking about why you're passionate about what you do. That way, as a visitor and a potential client, I can really connect with you guys on an emotional level just through that video. Okay, but I think at least you have a photo of you guys, a great photo of you guys, and then you have this really cool definition and lots of information here. So let's keep moving on. So next we're going to go to galleries. Now I am going to assume, and also too, you switched over to your header menu, so I think this is great. I think on the homepage, having the homepage a little different with the footer menu down at the bottom is probably fine. But when it comes to the internal guts of the site where people are actually going to be navigating around, I much prefer a header menu, just like we're pretty much all used to having up here, kind of keep it as a standard. But let's go check out your galleries. So I'm expecting this to be a portfolio section. Let's take a look and see. So galleries, wedding, and this looks like it is actual client weddings now. So I'm not sure if this is a portfolio where I, a visitor, am supposed to be browsing to see examples of your work. Are these client galleries? So I'm a little confused by that, but let's just take a look really quick. So we've got weddings, and this is a group page. We've got all this stuff here kind of separated out. And the other thing too is you switched over to your header menu, but your header menu does not have your logo or your social media icons. So I would switch this around. I would put your logo up here, your social media icon showing down here, make this footer cleaned up without the logo and the header and just the footer menu. That's my suggestion there. What do you guys think in chat? Should that stuff go up on the header menu or leave it down on the footer menu? What do you guys think in chat? Let me know. But all right, let's take a look at some of these galleries really quick. So we're going to go in here and a rustic and quaint backyard. Okay, so I like that you have a quick blurb, a caption in here. Let's write a little bit more information in here if you're going to do a caption. Maybe the location, the town. If it's in a private home or something, maybe you could just put like the town, the city, or something like that in here. Mention wedding photography and all of that stuff. That's going to be good for your SEO. But let's take a look here. So one of the things that we got here is we have what's called, I'm probably going to say it wrong, it's pagination or pagination depending on how you pronounce it, but it means that rather than your images all being on one page where people can continue to scroll, it's on separate pages down here and you have to kind of navigate through them. What do you guys think about this in chat? Do you guys prefer the full screen or the full page where it's just a continual scroll, or do you like seeing these separated on these different pages? Now, the one thing that you know, I'm not 100% sure about is if you were selecting photos, you know, would it be hard to select photos and then go down to the other page? So I prefer a single scrolling page, which you would need to change up your grid style to get that and turn pagination off in your page options. But what do you guys think in chat? Let me know. Also, too, the images right here, we got the favorites, which is, I'm guessing is because this is a client page. If we click on this, where is this going? So if we click on this, this is going to your quick shop, and it looks like you guys have a logo here, but that logo is just not coming through. So what you need to do is you need to go and get the logo that you have and make it black instead of white, and then go to site settings, logos, then go to your quick shop logo and upload it there, because right now you have a white on white logo showing up here, or you should be able to turn this black depending on the theme, but I would go and just swap that logo out to be black. Okay, so let's go back to the gallery, and you have the tweet and the like button on here. There are 0 likes. Let's turn it off or call in some favors. I say that every time, but if you guys are going to show this, make sure that somebody doesn't get here and see 0 likes on this, especially knowing that this is a client gallery. We would at least expect for the actual client to have gone in and liked this, to at least see 1 like, but call in some favors, get some people to like this for you. All right, so yeah, we just kind of keep going here. You just kind of click through the images, taking a look here, seeing what they look like. So yeah, again, I would probably consider switching to a grid A or a grid B. I prefer grid B, and then making it one continuous page so that I can just scroll down and see all of the images. What do you guys think in chat though? Let me know. All right, let's go back up to galleries and let's click on graduation photos. All right, and then graduation photos right here, we're seeing, again, these are different people. And you know, I think this is fine to have it set up where it just says galleries and it shows these client galleries, because they're obviously client galleries. But the one thing is, you want to make a clear distinction for people, like, where am I supposed to go as a visitor to browse your work? Because when I get here and I see that they're client galleries, I'm kind of a little bit confused. I'm like, is my gallery going to show up here if I'm your client? What if I don't want it to? Do all of your client galleries show up like this? So I think you want to make a clear distinction between where you want your website visitors to go and where you actually want your clients to go and access their galleries. And so I see up here that we have galleries and then we have client access. So if you are using client access, then maybe you want to create a client section where it's client access for the clients who prefer their galleries not to show up here, and then under that you could have these client galleries where people could go and pick and click on their galleries and go view their photos. But you also want to have a distinct portfolio section that is set up for visitors to go in and browse the best 10 to 15 images of each genre of photography that you do. So I'd like to see a portfolio, and on that portfolio a drop down, and if I click on weddings, rather than having to go through and look at these different client weddings, maybe I go directly to a gallery that has the best of your best wedding photos, to your best like 10, 15 to 20 wedding images, coming from different client galleries. That's what I want to see in a portfolio, because it makes it easy for me as a visitor and a potential client to quickly browse your work. I know I'm in a place where I should see that because it's clearly defined as your portfolio, and it gives me an easy way to know, okay, this is what I'm looking at. I'm looking at the different styles of their work. I'm seeing the different services that they offer, and because this one right here I feel like is just confusing because it says galleries and then obviously these are clients. I think it's fine to leave it like that. Again, we just want to have some distinctive place for visitors to go versus clients. Okay, let's click on one more. Let's go to events down here, and same thing. So we're seeing in here, we're seeing again, this is obviously client galleries, which again is fine. Also too, since these galleries are public and anybody can get in here and access them, well, it looks like maybe not. Oh, this is okay, so this is visitor sign in. Let me go back to a gallery that does not have visitor sign in turned on really quick, because since these are public galleries that anybody can get into, even though they're client galleries, are you keywording these? Are you keywording the galleries so that this information is being indexed by search engines and helping you with your traffic and your SEO? So any gallery that you're going to leave public, as you get the time, go back in, keyword it, and then make sure that the keywords and category box is showing down here at the bottom, so that you get the benefit of leaving that gallery public and it's drawing traffic into your site. All right, let's check out your client access page. Okay, so this is the built-in client access page. It looks like you put a funny placeholder photo in here. The one thing that I always suggest on the client access page, and this excuse me, got tongue-tied, is that this page is for your existing clients. And so this is a good place to thank them for being your clients. Maybe you want to put a photo here that says thank you with you smiling at them. Put in some text here, but your clients are going to this page, and this is a good opportunity just to say thank you for them for being your clients. So some good information that you can put here. All right, let's check out your blog. So let's go check out your blog here. Let's see if we can see when the last date your blog was posted. Okay, so immediately when I click on your blog, everything changes. I feel like I've gone to an entirely different website. So you need to check the theme on your blog page, and you want that to be consistent. Now, if you want the rest of your website to have this white theme, you just need to make sure you go in there and set it up. But I feel like I've gone to an entirely different website because the colors and everything have changed here. And so it's a little strange to have that experience. Also too, down here, your logo is blending in with the footer. Yeah, so I would go in and check the theme that's applied to your blog and consider swapping it back to the theme that's on your homepage. Okay, your last blog post was February 20th, 2019. So you're staying current. And let's see what the one before that was, June 27th, 2018. So there was several months in between here where there was not a blog post. And let's see what the other one before that was, June 18th, October 28th, September. Yeah, so it looks like for the most part you are staying consistent, and then from June 27th to February 20th of this year, there was a large gap in between blog posts. So that leaves me wondering as a visitor, like, were they not busy? Were they kind of taking a break? Like, what was going on? So if you're going to blog, I would say blog once a week. It doesn't have to be anything crazy and amazing. You don't have to spend 30 minutes typing up this really awesome novel of a blog post. It could simply be sharing a photo from your most recent shoot with a quick caption on there. But something every day to let me, not every day, something at least once a month to let me know that you're still here, that you're staying relevant, and that if I reach out to you, I'm going to be responded to in a timely manner, because your blog is kind of like showing your pulse that you're still alive online. And so something to keep in mind is if you're not going to be consistent, I would remove it and focus on something else. If you're going to put it up here, let's get the colors and the theme matching the rest of your website, and let's make sure that we have something here at least once a month. Okay, let's check out your guest book. So here we go. We're switching back to that other theme here. And the last update on your guest book was in 2017. So my suggestion to you guys is going to be to remove this guest book option. I'm not a fan of the guest book because it does leave room for people to come spam you, but also too, if the last time anybody actually did anything on your guest book was 2 years ago, then this doesn't, again, going back to talking about having a pulse, this doesn't look like you guys are very active. And I know that you guys are, but as a visitor, if I'm coming here and the last time anybody said something on your guest book was in 2017, that leaves me wondering if you guys are still around and still in business. So I would remove the guest book. I would create a custom page called Client Testimonials if that's what you want. And then I would go in and have some client testimonials on there. I would probably not put dates on those testimonials. That way, people can't come and see when the last time a testimonial was given, because it might be a page that you don't keep up to date very often. However, I would recommend, if it's possible, trying to get client testimonials from all of your clients. Doesn't have to be anything long, just something that you can put on a custom page just to show people that you are still active, that you're still in business, and that your clients are still enjoying you, and even show some photos from those client testimonials as well would be my suggestion. So doing that on a custom page, but having it to where I can come in here and see the last thing that anybody said on your guest book was 2017 is not what you want to present to people. So I would definitely consider removing that option right here. All right, let's check out your Contact Us page really quick. Okay, so we've got full name, email, phone. Got some good information in here. And then we've got your address, which is in Tennessee. So you guys are in Tennessee, which is a gorgeous state, by the way. Love Tennessee. You've got your phone. So this is the built-in contact page, perfectly fine to use. You've got some nice information in here as well. And then you have the send message. So nice setup on that. That's perfectly fine. So I think you guys have done a great job overall on your website. Just a few things. I'm gonna go back really quick. That homepage, let's cut down the image numbers. And then when we switch into the other pages, let's get your logo and your social media icons up in the header rather than in the footer. For your galleries, let's make sure we make a clear distinction between where do we want potential clients and visitors to go to see more of your work, and what section is set up for clients and clients only. So I want to see that distinction. The blog, let's get it updated or get it removed. The guest book, let's get that removed and do a custom page with client testimonials on there as well. Overall though, guys, beautiful photos. The website is set up really nicely. Just a few small things that you might want to adjust, but thank you so much for submitting this and letting me give you guys a review. I hope that you guys have found this helpful, and just a small few changes that you need to make, and I think you guys will have an awesome site. Hey, thank you guys so much for watching that site review. If you found this video helpful, please make sure to give it a thumbs up, and if you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure that you click that subscribe button and hit the little bell icon so you get notified when we post videos and when we go live. Now, if you're interested in having your site reviewed, there's a link in the description below this video where you can submit your website for that. And in addition to getting a site review, you're also going to get a link where you can schedule a session with me. We're going to go over your website, go over the review. I'll answer any questions that you have and help you make any changes that you're interested in making. So the link to sign up for that is in the description below this video. Now, don't forget, Zenfolio Live coming up this Thursday at 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Hope to see you guys there. Until then, I hope you have a great week.